Exercise: Variable handling in Java. We will create a program to practice creating variables in Java. In the end, we should observe the following. We close any other project that is open. For example, the project Hello World. We right-click over the name of the project and select Close. We create a new project called Variable Handling. Click on File and select New Project. We select the Java category and Java application, and after that, click on Next. We assign a name and a path for our new project as shown below. The project name is Variable Handling. The project location is in Courses, Java Fundamentals, Lesson 2. And click on Finish. We do not select the Create Main class. We will create the main class by ourselves. Create a new Java class. Over the name of the project, right-click, select New, and after that, select Java class. We assign the name Variables Handling Test to our new class and assign to a new package name Variables. Remember that a package is like a folder. We will cover the topic of packages later in the course, and click on Finish. This is the result of the created class. We are going to modify this class with the following code. You can click on the name of the file to download the source code. First, we declare a package. As we said, a package is like a folder. After that, we code public class variable handling test, open bracket, and write the main method. As we said, the main method is needed to execute our program. So we write public static void main, an array of strings that is called args. That means arguments. And we write a comment. As we said, a comment doesn't affect the execution of a program. And this comment said Boolean variables declaration. So we first declare a variable called flag1. And in this case, this variable is of type Boolean. And every sentence in Java ends with semicolon. After the declaration of the variable flag1, let's initialize this variable. We assign the value of true to this variable. After that, we declare and initialize a new variable called flag2 of type Boolean. In this line, as we see, we declare and initialize this variable in the same line. So we can declare and initialize a variable in 2 lines or in 1 line. The most common use is that we initialize a variable in 1 line. So we write Boolean flag2 equals false. And we print these values. So we write system.out.println, write the string Boolean flag value, and concatenate the value of the flag1 variable. After that, we send the value of flag2 to the console, so we write Boolean flag value and concatenate the value of flag2 variable. And this line prints a new line in the console. Next, we use divide variables. We declare a variable called b1 and assign a value of 10. So we assign the decimal value of 10 to the byte variable b1. Literal in hexadecimal start with 0x. For example, we declare a variable called b2 and assign a value of 0xa, and it's equal to 10 in decimal. So this is an hexadecimal value, but is equal to 10 in decimal. We print the byte value b1 and print the value b2. In both, we will get the 10 value. And print a new line too. Next, we work with short variables. We declare a short variable s1 equals 2 and print the value of short value s1. Print a new line. After that, we declare a char variable. We declare and initialize in 1 line of code. The first declaration is in Unicode. As a reference, you can check the next link. So we declare two variables. As we see, to separate the declaration of the variables, we only use a comma. So we declare a char variable called ch1 and equals to 65. And in the next value, we declare a variable called ch2 and equals to a. In the first case, ch1, we are using the Unicode table to assign the value of a. So 65 is equal to 8. We print the a value, in Unicode the value of 65. And print the value of char2, which print the same value of a. We print a new line, and next we see the int variables. We can use decimal values. For example, we can declare a variable called decimal and equals to 100. But we can use an octal value which starts with 0. In this case, we declare a variable called octal, which starts with 0, so it's an octal value, and assign a value of 144 value. We can also work with hexadecimal values. In this case, an hexadecimal value starts with 0x. So we can assign the value of 0x64. In the three cases, it prints 100 in every case, and print a new line. Let's work with long variables. By default, any literal, for example this literal of 10, is of type int, but we can change the type of the literal, for example in this case using the L, and it converts the literal to long type. So we declare two variables. In the first case, a variable called long1 equals to 10, but the value of 10 is of type int and is converted to a long type. We see conversions later in this course. But in the second case, we assign a literal value of 20 and is of type long. We print the long1 value and long2 values and print a new line. Float variables. By default, a float variable is of type double. So we need to use f if we want the literal to be converted to a float value. We print the values. And finally, the double variables. As we said, by default, a float literal is of type double, and with the suffix d converts a literal to double. We print the values of d1 and d2. We close the main method and close the class. With this ends with the code of the variables handling test.java. As a next step, we execute our project. We right-click on the name of the variables handling test.java file and select Run File. And this is the result. As we see, we sent to the console every variable that we declared in the program. So you can check the boolean, byte, short, char, int, long, float, and double values sent to the console. Extra tasks of the exercise. Trying to create more variables and verify the result. And if you have any problems, you can check the source code that we gave to you. Exercise conclusion. With this exercise, we have put into practice the creation of variables, which are the basis for storing information temporarily of a program. For more information on the topic of variables in Java, as well as their data types, you can check the following links.